we're just pulling two that, okay. And then we'll call yours after I just pull them from here. Who is it?
It's Bullock. It's a felon.
What page? I just missed my spot, so. Okay, Desmond. And who else?
And the next one is
Hi.
Javon Fowler.
What page? Oh, I have them right here.
Two behind you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. Thank you. You're in First Appearance Magistrate Court. Today we're going to determine if there's probable cause. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything's being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. You also have a right to an attorney. We have Mr. Romero at the main jail, and we have Mr. Reedy to my right, who is in the courtroom from the Public Defender's Office. We also have Assistant State Attorney Eric Linder, and your name, sir?
Andrew Loines.
Good morning, Mr. Loines. If you have a private attorney, please let me know when you step up to the podium. We're going to take a couple cases out of turn. We have a private attorney. I'm going to call Robert Anspach. Step up to the podium, please. What is this, page 16? Good morning, sir. Nice to see you.
Morning, Your Honor.
Anspach, please.
Kelly Landers on behalf of Robert Anspach.
Thank you.
Page 16 of your docket this morning.
Thank you. Is he at the main jail?
I understood that it says, I'm not certain, Judge.
They're getting Mr. Anspach right now.
Okay, if
At main
you,
jail.
additionally, if you do need to speak to him, you can call him on that phone over there before you proceed forward, okay?
Thank you.
It's up to you. Thank
We're all
you.
set.
All right, thank you. All right, we're gonna call Ivy. So Desmond Bullock, what page? 16? 16.
Sorry.
What's the first name?
So what are we doing with this case?
We're going to reset for this afternoon. We're waiting on some information for them to correct the book.
Okay, you wanna just put it on the record? And thank you.
We're going to reset this case for this afternoon. This is Devin with confinement status, just to confirm some information for the booking.
Did you hear that, sir? Is there Mr. Romero? I'm sorry. Ms. Chase, are you there today instead of Mr. Romero? I'm sorry.
Yes, Judge, that's fine.
All right. All right, so Ms. Chase, so they want to reset Mr. Bullock. They need to correct the booking sheet. So I'm just going to reset it for 1 p.m. at confinement status's request, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Bullock, they're going to reset.
Javon Fowler,
I was looking for it. I couldn't find it.
that's page, it's right after that.
17, that was full.
That's
She's going out of
another,
order.
same issue. So, good morning, Mr. Fowler. Confinement status wants to correct the booking sheet and update it. So, we're gonna reset you for 1 p.m. today. It's just a technicality, right? Just a technicality, sir, okay? We'll see you at 1 o'clock, not 1:30.
Okay. This is Fowler.
Let me know when Robert Anspach gets there.
He is present, Judge.
Okay, come on up, Mr. Anspach. Hey, Mr. Landers, we gotta start from the top, so if you could announce your appearance again, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. Kelly Landers on behalf of Robert Anspach, retained by the family. Good morning, Mr. Anspach.
Hi. All right, so State, what's the agreement that you have?
Your Honor, we're agreeing to fine PC for attempted carjacking.
Okay,
and the bond is gonna be $20,000.
okay.
No victim contact.
What's the alleged victim's initials, please?
JM.
JM. Okay, sir, is that it? State?
That's it.
Okay. All right, so court finds probable cause
Judge, for
attempt-
the, I'm sorry.
That's okay, for attempted carjacking without a firearm or weapon. Per state and defense, $20,000 bond and no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim, JM. Thank you.
Judge, may I use the phone to speak with him?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, sir, your attorney's gonna be calling you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, go to your right. All right, Hector Vasquez, please.
Oh, bro, John, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so Mr. Vasquez, you have an out-of-state hold out of Tennessee. It says violation of sex offender registration. You have a no bond hold. Court does find probable cause for your arrest. We'll see you in extradition court. We hold it Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m., sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next one is Shanela Meyer, please.
Bro, John.
She's in North Broward, Judge. She'd like to resolve this matter if possible.
I don't know if there was any money missing. If the state's agreeable, state, we're here on Shanela Meyer. It's an incident that occurred in Boston Market in Hollywood. Supposedly, there's a wallet stolen out of a purse in the employee's office or the manager's office.
If there was any money taken.
Hey, what do you got, Judge?
Your Honor, I mean, frankly, I don't know, but certainly, the wallet, certainly things were taken that had monetary value, so I would imagine there would be restitution issues.
All right, so I don't know if there's Mr. Reedy restitution issues. So ma'am, you're charged with petty theft first degree, property between $100 and $300, $100 bond. What's her prior history like? Any reason we shouldn't ROR?
She has no history.
I'd be asking the court, if we can't resolve it, I'd ask you to release her on her own
Well, let's
recognizance.
find out about her priors.
She has no history, Judge.
Okay, all right, so then we'll ROR you, ma'am. Court's gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials JDW.
Ms. Meyer and I did discuss the importance of not having contact with the victim, the consequences of a third conviction for petty theft, eventually, if she decides that she does want to resolve the case, and the importance of her checking her court dates and making sure that she does not miss court.
Okay, did you confirm her address off the booking sheet? I can do it, no problem. All right, so, Ms. Meyer, is your mailing address 2319 Adams Street, 20?
Yes.
Okay, look for your court date. If you don't get it in the mail, it's your responsibility. You can always call the public defender, go to browardclerk.org, or come to any of the courthouses, including the one in Hollywood, okay?
Okay.
Good luck to you, ma'am. All right, so who do we have? Hi,
Judge, how are you?
good,
Judge, I appreciate the courtesy yesterday. Joshua Rydell on behalf of Clifton Joseph.
no problem,
Rolling it today. I was out of the county all day.
okay. 24.
Morning, Mr. Linden.
All right, and then I have another one, Bentacourt Herrera on page 9. Hi. Hi, you ready on that one too? Yep. am I not seeing it? Let me see. All right, in the meantime, let's call up Clifton Joseph. Did he bond or anything?
No, you can't.
Oh, Judge, it's a no bond.
No, I'm talking about Herrera.
He did bond,
That's why I don't have the paperwork, yeah.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. If there's an issue, we'll call you. Okay, so Clifton Joseph, please. Do you know where he is, Mr. Rydell?
Right there.
At the main jail, okay?
I see him, so I'm assuming that's the main jail.
No, I had him on another one. I didn't see him, sorry. Okay, so Mr. Joseph, do you see your attorney, Mr. Rydell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're charged with robbery with a firearm. There's a no bond hold, burglary of a dwelling or structure armed. Court does find probable cause. There was a warrant to arrest. The court adopts a probable cause finding by Judge Alana Holmes. Oh, you can mention these when, just give me a moment. He's on pretrial status. All right, what say you, State?
Your Honor, I'm going to be seeking a no bond hold on counts 1 and 2. Eric Linder on behalf of the state. I'm going to be seeking a no bond hold on counts 1 and 2, both punishable by life offenses upon a finding of proof evident or presumption great for first appearance purposes only. Your Honor, based on the allegations contained in the arrest warrant affidavit.
Okay, what say you, defense?
Judge, at this point, I'm going to stand silent based on first appearance standard.
Okay. All right, so, Mr. Joseph, I've reviewed the affidavits filed in your case and other documents, and I find probable cause. I further find the proof of guilt to be evident or the presumption great. Therefore, you're going to be held without bond until further order of the court. This order serves without prejudice for you to file a motion to set bond with your assigned division judge under the case of State v. Arthur. The court is also additionally going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case, with the initials. Get it again.
So,
EC and KA.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, also, pretrial services, I think, is looking to, you're gonna wait to go to the division judge? Okay, well, we're not gonna deal with that today, so.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Rydell. We're gonna go off. You too. Jessica Villatori.
We have a Spanish interpreter on the way, Judge.
Great. Who else do we have for Spanish?
She's the only one I know of.
Okay, Ms. Chase, do you know anybody that speaks Spanish at the main jail, or needs a Spanish interpreter, I should say?
That's what I'm aware of, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chase. North Broward, you need an interpreter?
No, we're good.
Thank you. Conti?
No, ma'am, we're good.
All right, Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan, need an interpreter? All right, I'll take that as a negative. We'll go back to Karen Sue Bendix. Yes, it is. You are right.
Bonded, Bendix is bonded.
They did? Good. Thank you.
Just write bond in here.
Cornisha Benson, please.
Ninja.
Good morning, Ms. Benson. You have petty theft, first degree, between $100 and $300. You do have a capious misdemeanor with a $2,000 bond. This is an old warrant. Is this before the time frame? I think it's January 1st. This is October 27th, 2008. There is a status tomorrow set before Judge Pohl at 8:30 a.m. What do you want to do with this?
Judge, if I may just say too, in speaking to Ms. Benson, there's a thought that she might have already handled this case at some point. I have no way to verify that.
For the Capias one, you mean?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
And I don't believe she has any significant history or recent history.
All right, this is what I'll do. I'll ROR her on both charges, but she can't go back to the Target Superstore at 5800 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. All right?
So she's aware
Hold on one moment. Go ahead, State.
the operating without, according to Odyssey, has not been resolved. I don't know what's gonna happen with it, but
All right. Did you hear that from the State, Ms. Chase?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, good. All right, so ma'am, is your address 708 Burlington Street, Opelika?
Yes.
All right, make sure you show up for court. If not, you're just gonna keep getting arrested, spending nights over in jail. So look for your court date. And for everybody, that can hear me, if you don't get your court date in the mail or you change addresses, it's incumbent upon everybody. It's not, the clerk just doesn't magically find out where you moved and that your address changed. It's your responsibility to notify the clerk of court in writing, your attorney. You can also go to browardclerk.org, or you can call the public defender's office and they'll tell you. Okay? Good luck to you, ma'am. Robin Miller, please.
North Broward, Your Honor, Ms. Miller would like to resolve this matter, and she would also like the court to sign an order transporting her to the central receiving facility.
They got a court order, Mr. Reedy, stating that, and I haven't seen the court order, I'm just relying on the probable cause. She keeps going back there.
She knows not to go back there, Judge.
Well,
We talked about that. It's, I guess,
she knew the day before not to go back.
right.
all right, what's your offer, State?
1 moment.
These are people's homes.
Priors out of the state of Pennsylvania.
What?
Looks like drug offenses, false report to law enforcement. She's currently on probation and actually has a probation violation warrant out of Pennsylvania. The warrant was issued September of last year. Based on all that, if she wants to resolve, and if she wants to resolve the matter, it'd be an adjudication, 3 days county jail.
And no return.
Is that what you would like to do, Robin?
I'm sorry, sir, what was that?
I'd ask the court to get involved in the negotiations and offer her time served and sign an order transporting her to the central receiving facility. And we have no problem with her not returning to that location.
I'm not inclined to do anything at this point. I mean, there's a court order. She's going back there. She's told not to go back there 1 day prior. I know you're saying your client's not going to go there, but these are people's private homes. It says Cypress Bend condominiums.
This is my mother's home. So it was my home.
Adjudication in 3 days, Broward County Jail, and that comment is not that comforting to me, that she still thinks it's her home possibly.
I understand, Judge.
So, I don't know if I even want to resolve this
I don't
today.
think it was I don't think anymore that it's my home. It's not my home anymore.
3 days,
not my
Broward County Jail.
The offer is 3 days Broward County Jail,
Credit for
Robin.
time served.
Do you want to accept that with credit for time served?
Yes. Is that I have to do 3 days in jail?
With
Minus the
credit for
time you've
served.
done.
You'll probably get out tomorrow.
That will be. Yes, I will.
Quorum.
All right. All right, ma'am, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
All right, is your name Robin Miller?
Yes.
Your attorney, Mr. Reedy, has told me you want to resolve your case today and accept
Yes.
the plea offer by, you can put your hand down, and accept the plea offer by the state?
Yes.
Want to give up all your rights to a trial?
Yes.
You sure about that? You don't want to fight your case? It's not a
Well,
trick question, I just want to make sure.
What do you suggest?
Do you want to resolve the case today, Robin?
Yes, I would.
All right, anybody forcing you to do this?
No.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No.
Ever been
Am I
treated?
under the influence? Is that what you said?
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
Alcohol. That's when I want to go to treatment.
Okay, are you under the influence of alcohol?
No.
Do you understand what's going on here?
Not really.
Your choices are basically this. You can fight the charge and maintain a plea of not guilty, or you can accept what the state is offering you and what the judge is offering you. If you want to give up your right to a trial and all those rights that go along with it, your sentence would be 3 days in the Broward County Jail with credit for the time that you've already served. Is that what you would like to do? If it's not, then don't do it.
I don't think so. I want to fight it, I think. Do you suggest that?
I can't suggest anything. It's your call.
So I'll be having one night again tonight in here, and then what is it? Another
Yeah,
hearing or
you'd probably
something?
be out tomorrow.
Okay.
Or
That's
you
what
can
I'll
get
do.
released today, I'll put you on standard pretrial.
Okay.
Which would you prefer, ma'am?
I would just like to get out tomorrow and.
Or just resolve it, stay away from this place.
Yes.
Question is, are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No.
How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest to trespass, failure to leave property upon order by owner?
Put a plea in. I was guilty. I was there. No, not guilty. I'm putting in not guilty.
All right.
I'd ask to consider releasing Miss Miller on her own recognizance, Judge.
I'm not going to do that when she has a warrant out for a violation of probation. I'm not going to accept the plea. I'm going to put her on standard pretrial supervision. You have to report. Deputy, give her a map, please, in front of me, okay? There's a map in front of you, ma'am. You have to report within 24 hours of your release. I want you calling in twice a week.
But see, I'm homeless now.
It doesn't
How am
matter,
I gonna
ma'am.
do
They'll
that?
talk to you about your options as far as calling in. So report within 24 hours of your release. They'll give you a bus pass. Is that correct, pretrial? Yes, Your Honor. They'll give you a bus pass to go sign in for pretrial. You have to go within 24 hours. They close at 5 o'clock, so that means the latest you can be there is like by 4, okay? So it's either later on today or by tomorrow, by the end of the day. You're going to call in twice a week. I'm not going to require her to report once a month or after court, but I am going to order no return to the Cypress Bend condominiums, and that's including the curtilage of the property, ma'am, the parking lots, and any of their surrounding areas, okay? Thank you. Good luck to you. Jessica Villator. Jessica Villator.
Sorry.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear? Good morning. Nice to see you. Do you swear and/or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I do. Good morning again, Your Honor. Solange Sands, S-A-E-N-Z.
All right, so Ms. Villatora, you have DUI, unlawful blood alcohol level greater than a .15.
Señorita De la Torre, usted tiene un cargo de conducir bajo los efectos de bebidas alcohólicas o de drogas y tenía el volumen de alcohol por encima de 1.5.
What page is this?
Vamos a ver cuál es la página que da su caso.
Okay, Ms. Solange, it's on page 2 if you want to follow along.
Thank you very much, Your
You're
Honor.
welcome. So $1,000 bond for count 1.
Para el primer cargo es una fianza de $1,000.
Your breath sample was a .257.
La muestra de aliento que usted dio sacó un puntaje de 2.57
.240.
y .40.
Count 2 is DUI, alcohol or drugs, first offense, $300 bond.
El segundo cargo es conducir bajo los efectos de bebidas alcohólicas o de drogas. Es primera vez acusada de este delito, es una fianza de $300.
Count 3 is not for magistrate, that's an open container.
El tercer cargo no es para esta corte de primera instancia, es por tener un envase abierto.
On or in a stopped parked vehicle.
Y eso es cuando estaba dentro o en un automóvil que había parado, que estaba estacionado.
Court does find probable cause.
La corte decide que existe motivo fundado.
Total bond is $1,500.
La fianza total es $1,500.
What say you, Miss Chase?
Vamos a ver qué dice la defensa.
Judge, I haven't had the opportunity to speak to her with an interpreter, if I could just inquire. How long have you lived in South Florida?
Anteriormente no pudimos hablar con la señora porque necesitamos la ayuda de la intérprete. Ahora, señorita, ¿cuánto tiempo tiene usted viviendo en el sur de la Florida?
5 años.
5 years.
And are you working?
¿Usted trabaja?
Sí. What do
Yes.
you do for a living?
¿A qué se dedica?
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Do you own your home or rent?
¿Usted es dueña de su casa o alquila?
Alquilo.
I rent.
Do you have any money in the bank?
¿Tiene dinero guardado en el banco?
Solo tengo $300.
All I have is $300.
And do you have any family that you support, children?
¿Tiene parientes que dependen de usted para que los mantenga? ¿Usted tiene niños?
Sí, yo tengo 2 niños.
Yes, I have 2 kids.
Okay, and you provide support for them?
¿Y usted es la persona que los mantiene?
Sí.
Yes.
Judge, I don't believe she has much of a history. I was going to ask if the court would consider releasing her ROR.
What you said?
No vemos que la señora tenga algún otro cargo anterior, así que vamos a pedir si la señoría estaría de acuerdo en dejarla en libertad supervisada y darle una fianza de libertad bajo su propia palabra.
Okay, state, any position?
¿Del Estado?
Your Honor, she has no history. Also, there's nothing in the database about her. We would.
Señoría, no vemos que tenga algún antecedente, pero tampoco tenemos ninguna información de ella en las computadoras.
We would just ask that she be released on some type of supervision, considering that she was out at 10:30 a.m. 3 times the legal limit in breath and alcohol level.
Lo que sí pediríamos que se le dé algún tipo de supervisión si queda en libertad, porque eran las 10:30 de la mañana y ya tenía un límite por 3 veces por encima del límite legal.
Okay, I'm gonna not require a bond, but I am gonna put her on standard pretrial supervision. These are high breath readings, and I agree with the state. It was at 10:23 a.m. The court has concerns. So let's have her, sorry, Miss.
Oh, muy bien, entonces estoy de acuerdo. Le vamos a perdonar la fianza, pero sí la vamos a poner en una supervisión con ciertas condiciones, porque ya confirmó la corte que a las 10:23 de la mañana es cuando estaba conduciendo bajo esas condiciones.
All right, so standard pretrial supervision.
Entonces va a tener libertad previo a juicio bajo las condiciones normales de ese programa.
Report within 24 hours.
Tiene que reportarse a la oficina de supervisión previo a juicio dentro de las próximas 24 horas después de salir de la cárcel.
Of your release.
Después de salir de la cárcel.
Do you have a map in Spanish?
Tenemos un mapa que le podemos dar a la señorita, si ya está en español.
So, ma'am, you have to report to the pretrial services office.
Así que, señora, se tiene que reportar a esa oficina. Es la oficina de supervisión de libertad previo a juicio.
Within 24 hours, otherwise a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
Si no se reporta antes de las primeras 24 horas de estar en libertad, entonces se va a emitir una orden de arresto en su contra.
I want her to call in twice a week.
Le vamos a pedir a la señora que también llame 2 veces por semana para reportarse.
Report one time a month in person.
Una vez por mes se va a reportar en persona.
No alcohol or intoxicants.
Le va a quedar prohibido beber bebidas alcohólicas y usar drogas.
Random testing at your expense.
Se harán pruebas al azar, la señora las va a pagar.
Prescription medication allowed as prescribed.
Solo puede tomar medicamentos que estén recetados.
No reporting after court.
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
No reporting after court. No reporting. She doesn't have to report in person after court.
Y señora, los días que comparezca en la corte, entonces no va a tener que ir a la oficina a reportarse.
Let me verify your address, ma'am.
Queremos confirmar su dirección, señora.
4176.
Es 4176.
Pot of Gold Street.
Pot of Gold Street?
Yes.
¿Sí?
A pot of gold.
Pot of Gold
Street.
Street. Señora?
I know. West Palm Beach.
¿Es en West Palm Beach?
I know.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Ok, señora, mucha suerte, ok?
All right. We have family here. We're going to call Justin Cortez, page 12, out of turn.
Yes, Your Honor, his family is present.
Come on up.
May the interpreter be dismissed?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh.
Would you make an announcement? They said that there's nobody, but I just want to make sure.
Of course, Your Honor.
Tell them to raise their hand if there is anybody.
Por favor, si hay alguien que necesita los servicios, la ayuda de la intérprete, levante su mano y así le deja saber a la persona que está a cargo.
You see anybody raising their hand, Ms. Chase? No?
No, Judge.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Lamb.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a wonderful day.
You too. All right, so Justin Cortez, page 12. Do you see your family members here?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so you have robbery by sudden snatching without a firearm or weapon. You have a no bond hold for magistrate. You also have burglary with assault or battery. You have a no bond hold. Can you announce your names for the record, your first and last name? Speak into the microphone, please. Yes.
Hi, my name is Maria Machado, and I'm a good friend of his.
How do you spell your last name?
Machado.
Okay, and next gentleman,
My name is Jose Machado.
can you speak into the microphone, please? We have to, it's being recorded.
My name is
Thank
Jose
you.
Rocky Machado.
Spelled the same way? Thank you. Okay, next person?
My name is Martha Maria Machado.
I'm sorry, your last name?
My name is Martha Maria Machado.
Same spelling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and your relationship to Mr. Cortez?
Good friends. Good friends.
All right. Okay, so what say you, State?
Your Honor, we would ask for a no bond hold based off the finding of proof evident presumption great based on the PC affidavit and supplemental report for count 2.
Were you arrested by yourself? Any children?
Your Honor, do you have a report that was left?
All right, what say you, defense?
Judge, I really don't know that this is the kind of case that cries out for a no bond hold. That's the most severe sanction as far as pretrial detention is concerned. It looks as though it's an incident involving an ex-girlfriend, not condoning anything that Mr. Cortez is accused of doing, but it does appear that the actions attributed to him were pushing his ex-girlfriend down on the bed and damaging property, not hurting or pushing or punching her. Like I said, I'm not condoning it, but it doesn't seem like it's the kind of thing that warrants a no bond hold. I think a court order that he not have contact with her and stay away from her is sufficient. Proof evident presumption great is the highest standard that we have in our criminal justice system. We have not heard from the victim in this case. We have not seen any photographs of any damage that might have been done to the property. The state is just relying on an investigative report which is written by an officer to justify his arrest of Mr. Cortez on these charges. He does obviously have ties to the community. He has strong support here in court, which we unfortunately see very rarely. But he does have people from the community here for him who are willing to assist him, willing to post bond for him. I just do not see this as the kind of case where a no bond hold is appropriate. I would urge the court to exercise its discretion and set bond for Mr. Cortez with the understanding that he stays away from the alleged victim in the case, KM, which I am quite certain he will be willing to do.
Your Honor, first I would note that this is not just based on an officer's report. This is a filed case. The state investigated this matter and took into consideration all the evidence. I would note, for instance, in the report it mentions that photos were taken of the damaged property, which is evidence that corroborates the victim's allegations. Additionally, I would argue that shoving someone down more than once onto their bed, once after trying to get up, is concerning, but that's not the only force that's alleged in this case. He used physical force to enter this woman's apartment. When she tried to, he pushed her, where's the allegation? As soon as she opened the front door, he pushed her inside of the apartment and forced his way inside the residence. Also, I would argue punching holes in walls, or a hole in the wall, that is a level of violence, Your Honor, and it certainly would be, should be considered an act that could certainly put a victim in fear, especially when it's done by someone that just forced their way into your home.
And we don't dispute that, Judge. What we are saying is that based on the totality of the circumstances in this case, what the state is asking for is the most severe sanction. And under the facts of this case, we would say that that is not appropriate, that a bond should be set for Mr. Cortez.
Okay, the court notes that, says that Mr. Cortez forced his way into the home, pushed her onto the bed, then caused severe damage to personal property, punched a hole in the bathroom wall. He threw her pets off the second floor balcony, causing permanent loss of her pets. And he did take the keys and cellular phones belonging to KM, depriving her of the items. So based on that, I'm going to adopt the finding of probable cause. This is a capias, and I find probable cause. I further find the proof of guilt to be evident or the presumption great. Therefore, on the burglary with assault or battery, he is going to be held no bond till further order of the court. This order is without prejudice for the defendant to file a motion to set bond with the assigned division judge and request a hearing under State v. Arthur. The court is going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim, KM. And what say you state with regard to count one?
In light of the court's findings on count two, I'd be requesting a $2,500 bond on count one. And, Your Honor, also, because I think it's redacted on the original report you were given, the victim's initials are KM.
That's what Mr. Reedy said.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Can I call?
Sure.
Okay.
Just speak into the microphone, please. Thank you.
I am.
Say your name first again.
My name is Maria Elena Machado. I'm the victim's aunt.
Okay.
So we're family to supposedly the one that's accusing him. What I want to know is, when did this Cassandra Martinez, which he's my niece, bloodline niece, when did she make this report? Because they did have some, some personal dispute back in May. Justin Cortez has not seen Cassandra since May. Justin Cortez goes every day to my house, hangs out with my kids from like around 6 to 3 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. So what I want to know, when was it that she made this report? Because he has not had no contact with Cassandra Martinez since May.
That's when this allegedly occurred, May 29th, and deputies, a 911 call was made because the deputies responded at about 7:45 in the evening to a dispatch call on an occupied burglary.
Mm-hmm. And he did not destroy her property. They went into like a regular couple conversation argument because she was cheating on him with another guy. We have all the text message, which this is going to be like a nasty case because it's two family members going at each other just to save this boy because what she's doing is wrong. Okay. And all she wanted was money.
It does appear as though a valid point is made, Judge. We're talking June, July, August, September, October, and half of November.
All right, we're going to let the witnesses finish, and then we'll allow then you can speak, and we'll allow Mr. Linder. So go ahead.
I'm just saying, no bond is not appropriate.
Well, I've made my ruling on that already, so.
And then she lives in Dade County. That's another thing that I don't understand, because she lives in County Line Road. Mm-hmm. Why did they made it a Broward County case?
Okay, well, ma'am, unfortunately, we're just here today for probable cause and proof evident presumption great. And the only thing that I can tell you is I've made my ruling. I'm going to hold him no bond. The public defender, I'm sure if he can't afford an attorney, he'll get the services of the public defender. He can file a motion, or his attorney can file a motion to set bond. You can bring all the people that you want to court or speak. The public defender can call as many witnesses as they'd like. State, is there anything further you'd like to say with regard to a $20,000 bond?
Oh, no, I was just $2,500, Your Honor.
$2,500.
Yeah.
Okay. Defense?
Yes, I think you should reconsider your decision.
I'm not reconsidering it. My court's made their ruling on the proof evident presumption great. We're up to the robbery by sudden snatching without a firearm. State is asking for a $2,500 bond. What say you, defense?
Guess it really doesn't matter if you're holding him no bond.
Okay, then I'll leave a $2,500 bond.
We would just ask Your Honor to consider setting it at 1,000 and speaking to Mr. Cortez if we're able to somehow work on the burglary battery via Arthur hearing, if we could set the count 1 at $1,000.
Court will set it at 1,500. Order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials KM, and I want you to maintain 1,000 feet at all times. No victim contact, direct or indirect, sir, also means no messages passed through third parties. Okay? No contact means no contact. Thank you. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so I didn't understand. Explain
So
it to me.
$1,500 bond on count 1.
Okay.
And no bond hold on the burglary with assault or battery.
So
So
if-
you can speak to Mr. Reedy. He'll explain that to you,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
I thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Crystal Mitchell.
Let's
Thank
go to the
you.
next page. No, she bonded.
Lakeisha Fulton, please. Okay, Ms. Fulton, you have burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed, and you have a capious felony, no bond hold. We need to talk about bond on the,
Judge, we're on Miss Fulton, correct? Because I know we called Miss Mitchell and then Miss Fulton. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Mitchell bonded.
Mitchell bonded.
No, she's present, so I didn't know. I didn't hear you say she bonded.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, is Ms. Fulton in front of us?
Yes, she's present.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. All right, so she has a no bond hold, Julie, in front of Judge Shear for a no-show at calendar call, March 11, 2016, on count 2. So she does have a no bond hold. She's going before Judge Shear tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Count 1, the burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed. We need to talk about bond. And court's gonna do an order of no victim contact, direct or indirect. We're on Lakeisha Fulton, the person before Lakeisha, bonded, Mr. Reedy. You're welcome. Court's gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect, but state I don't have the initials.
CH, Judge.
Okay, what are you requesting as far as bond on count 1 and any other special conditions?
$10,000 bond, Your Honor.
Okay, what's her prior history?
2015, she had a petty theft.
That's this case that's pending. It's counting.
In 2009, she had a battery and a petty theft. In 2007, she had a possession of cannabis. In 2008, she had a petty theft. In 2007, she had a leaving the scene of an accident. 2007, she had 2 thefts. In 2005, she had a theft and a battery.
And, Your Honor, I would just also note the warrant out of Judge Shear's division was issued in 2016. I'm noting that on the booking sheet, it shows a Georgia address. So it's reasonable to believe that while she had a pending felony in Broward, she left the state.
Well, I don't know if she was extradited back here or whatever.
She wasn't.
Well,
I guess there's some other matter
Let me
because
just finish. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
the place of arrest is in the courthouse, so she must have had some other matter that she came down here for.
Okay.
I think that might have been a family court matter.
Right.
This incident is from August 28th, 2016, and I'm not lessening it.
No, I know.
And the capias is from that time. So my only concern at this point, well, I shouldn't say my only, but one of the concerns is that she doesn't appear in court. And she lives out of state. So
No, I don't. Judge,
what say you, Ms. Chase?
So she does have family in Broward County. Her parents, whom she's advised she could live with her mother. She has two children, 13 and 15, and that's actually what she was here in the courthouse addressing that issue in terms of her children. She has advised me she did not know about this 2016 CAPIAS. I don't know if it was a failure to appear, if she was noticed properly. I don't have that information. But based on what she's telling me, she did not go to Georgia to flee this case. She was unaware of it, but she is back local. She does have family to stay with here locally, including her children, which is she's here trying to address that issue. I would ask Your Honor to, if possible, release her on this. She will come to court. She has her custody case that she's working on. She is advised she cannot afford any bond, and that she did not know about this outstanding old CAPIAS.
Well, the issue at this point as well is it says once she was inside, she forced her way, her and a co-defendant, inside the victim's residence. And once in there, she stood watch while the co-defendant was attacking the victim. And it's only until a family member came home that the fighting stopped. So, yes.
I just want the court to be aware, as far as the, whether she knew she had a court date on March 11th, 2016 in Judge Shear's courtroom, I'm looking at a court notice from a calendar call on January 28th.
Which was given to her personally.
In open court, Your Honor, stating a March 11th last calendar call.
Yeah. All right, anything further, Ms. Chase?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
This probable cause affidavit is void of any real details, Judge. It's a one-paragraph probable cause affidavit.
Okay, thank
Barely makes it to page 2.
Mm-hmm. Were you going to say something?
This is not just an arrest based on a probable cause affidavit. This is a filed case, Your Honor, where clearly the state is relying upon more than just a probable cause affidavit to file charges, because we cannot, by law, file a felony charge based only on a probable cause affidavit.
All right. Well,
State Attorney's Office charges innocent people with crimes all the time, Judge.
all right, we're not going to go back and forth with this. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with CH. Maintain 1,000 feet minimum at all times. I am going to do a GPS level 2. You said her parents live here. She's not going back to Georgia. Court is going to do a $2,500 bond. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. You'll see Judge Shear tomorrow on your failure to appear. Chankivia Potter. Good morning, Ms. Potter. I'm given another booking sheet, booking report. What's the difference between this one and the one that's in the pile?
They just corrected, they had the BOP separated by charge.
Okay.
And this one they grouped it all in one.
So is this, okay, so, all right, Ms. Potter, good morning, ma'am. How are you? I can't hear you.
Good morning.
Okay, you have a grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond. Counts 2 and 3 and 4, 5, and 6 are violations of probation for misdemeanors. I'm sorry, this just says 1, 3, 5, and 7.
Is it correct?
Ivy, is this a supplement, like in addition to?
This is all you have.
Yeah, they just, well, this is the original packet.
2, 3, like, it's more than one charge in the BOP.
If you have an invitation, Broward County.
Is it the same case number?
Yes.
Well, actually, the 2 violations are separate. Let me see. I see 2, 3, and 4.
Right. And then.
All right, so it's 1 and 3. So I'm going to take out 2, 4,
and 6.
and 6. All right, so let me start this again, ma'am, so I make it clear, okay? You have grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond. You have violation of probation for a misdemeanor, two of them. One has a $6,000 bond, and the other one has a $2,000 bond. And then you have a capious misdemeanor for a suspended driver's license with the $5,000 bond. Court's going to order no return to the Macy's. At 8,000 West Broward Boulevard.
Are you gonna have your own, or do you wanna come?
See, I added the phone number I have for the victim in an email because it's not in the PC. I wrote it. You'll see it in the email. I'm sending it right now.
She was put on probation by Judge Levy Cohen, and then they sent me an affidavit back in September because she didn't report. She got a suspended driver's license. Let me see this. This is for a battery. All right. Okay, so her total bond is $35.45, $5,000. She's going tomorrow before Judge Brown. Or I'm sorry, Judge Solomon. No, Melinda Brown, I'm sorry, Judge Brown. Sorry.
Judge, if I could just inquire, you know, speaking to Ms. Potter, she's unable to afford that bond. She has a 1-month-old child as well as 2 other children ages 6 and 7. She's not currently employed with no money in the bank, but she does live with her mom and her children. This grand theft is my understanding involving clothing as a nonviolent third-degree felony. I'd ask Your Honor to consider pretrial release on counts 2 and 3, if Your Honor would reduce those to $1,000. And I think Your Honor said $5,000 count 7, but I believe it's actually 500.
Yeah, it is. But it's total of 1, 35, 45, and 5. So I was saying it's a total of 5,000.
Okay.
So it's 1,000, 2,500, 1,000, and 500, which, if my math is correct, is 5,000.
Okay.
All right. What say you, State?
Judge, she's already had a prior petty theft that she was placed on probation for.
Which actually turned into a battery case as well. There was a struggle.
And now she's violated that probation by committing a grand theft.
Mm-hmm.
And she was also convicted of battery less than 3 months before being put on probation for the petty theft and battery. So we would ask for the bond to be kept in place.
All right, well, she has the violations of probation. They're in front of Judge Brown now, so she'll see Judge Brown tomorrow. As far as the grand theft, at this point, I mean, she's on probation for two different theft type cases, and now she's arrested, getting another grand theft out of Macy's. So I shouldn't say another grand theft. The other ones were petty thefts. But in any event, court does find probable cause, no return to the Macy's. I'm going to leave the bonds in place. Thank you, ma'am. You'll see Judge Brown tomorrow.
We'll see what happens with Judge Brown tomorrow.
So how much the bond?
5,000 would be 500 with the bondsman.
So still like a bond?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, $500 usually.
So
10%.
So the court out there.
What's the initials on? Oh, you have them? Thank you. Larica Rawls.
Ryan, I believe, Judge.
Thank you. Are you Miss Rawls, ma'am? Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
All right, I have a corrected booking sheet on this as well. Let's see. A regular, not a 948. Okay, so the other ones are 948. I see. All right. All right, Ms. Rawls, you have a petty theft, second degree, first offense. We have Mr. Reedy representing you in the courtroom. So on the first one, it says no charge, so there's no bond required. She does have a charge of using an anti-shoplifting control device or countermeasure, $1,000 bond, a probation violation, which is a 94806. On a warrant 17407 CF 10A, and then she has another violation for a probation for a misdemeanor, which is a no 3 and 4 no bond holds. That's case number 184514 MM 10A. That's issued by Judge Brown. Court does find probable cause.
I have an issue as to count 2, Judge.
All right, so you're going to be going before Judge Duffy tomorrow at 8:30, and then Judge Brown on Monday at 9 a.m. All right, count 2, using the anti-shoplifting control device.
It doesn't appear that this was an anti-shoplifting control device as intended by the meaning of the statute. It looks like it was tinfoil,
Yeah.
which is not something specifically designed to thwart the theft of items or merchandise. I would ask the court not to find probable cause on count 2.
You know, I was reading it, but the only thing is the tinfoil impedes the device's, the ability of the device to work. It's my understanding is the point that was being made. So what say you, State, on that issue?
Let's argue, and this is different than a box cutter, because while a box cutter isn't designed to be used as an anti-shoplifting device, in that situation is being used for its intended use. In this case, clearly tinfoil is not meant to be used to counteract security measures, but that's how it was being used in this matter.
Well, it certainly is an interesting legal issue. Unfortunately, Ms. Rawls also has a no bond violation of probation hold, so in the grand scheme of things.
Probable cause. Tell you what I'll do. On count 2, I'll lower the bond to $500. No return to Coles, ma'am, okay? So you have a $500 bond, 2 no bond holds. You'll see Judge Duffy tomorrow and Judge Melinda Brown on Monday. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and this goes with that as well. Jennifer Alquist.
Medical reset.
What page is she?
Medical reset.
Does anybody know what page Alquist is on?
Page 5.
Thank you, Deputy.
Welcome.
Your Honor, my only concern, and I guess it's up to Mr. Reedy, is as of right now, looking at the docket, she's scheduled for a status tomorrow.
Okay, so.
If we reset her for tomorrow, I'm afraid we're going to be told she's not there because she's in court.
But if we reset it for
So,
tomorrow afternoon?
You know what? If you want, I can. All right, let's reset for tomorrow in the PM. Thank you. That's for Jennifer Alquist. Okay, Michael or Nachai Winters?
No,
North Broward, Your Honor, I'd be asking for a ROR on Ms. Winters.
Okay, good morning, Ms. Winters. You have possession of MDMA, ecstasy, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is possession of open container and open vehicle. What's her prior history like, State?
We're checking that right now.
Time, probable cause, pardon?
We're checking the prior history now, Judge.
I forgot to give you this on Justin Cortez. It's got to go with his.
Your Honor, I don't see any history. We have no objection to an RR.
Okay, ROR, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Check your court dates. Don't miss court, Ms. Winters.
Okay, thank you.
If you want, ma'am, I can check your address.
And this.
Yeah, can you check it so you can make...
2972 Northwest 56th.
Yes, that's it.
56 what?
56th Street, Miami, Florida, 33142.
56th Street.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you don't for some reason get a notice in the mail, it could go to a neighbor's or get lost, who knows? It's your responsibility to keep on top of your court dates. So you can go to browardclerk.org and look it up. You can go to call the public defender's office. You can go to any courthouse in Broward County. If you change your address, it's incumbent upon you to immediately notify the clerk of the court in writing with your case number. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, on her address, Madam Clerk, you just have to put street in her address. Let me just make a copy. I want to make sure that they're doing this. Welcome, thank you. All right, so next one's gonna be Jolene Miller.
Ms. Millar is at North Broward, Your Honor. She would like to resolve count 1 so that she can get on her way to resolve count 2 and 3.
I think this is a felony, though. Is it?
No, it's a misdemeanor, count 1.
Oh, is it a felony?
No, I
No,
thought
it's
with
not.
the
It's a misdemeanor,
$300
right?
bond. I thought it was normally the convenience bond was 100. I
No, it's
apologize.
300.
All right, so Ms. Millar, you have prostitution. You also have out-of-state holds for felony it says St. Clair. I don't know what state that is. Let's see.
Illinois.
Illinois. All right, so we're gonna see you in extradition court on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. You wanna resolve your case today?
Yes, please.
State, what say you?
The state's offers time served, Judge.
Adjudication, time served, ma'am, $293 in court costs. How do you want to plead to prostitution?
No contest.
All right, so adjudication, time served, $293 in court costs, 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. You're going to be held no bond on the 2 out-of-state holds. I'll see you in extradition court on Tuesday or Thursday. Thank you. Raikisha Samuels, please. Paul Ryan, thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You have a KPS felony. This is count 6. $100 bond. You have a status tomorrow. This is actually, I'm sorry, an ad charge for petty theft. Court does find probable cause. You have a status tomorrow in front of Judge Dennis Bailey. And I'll set your bond at $1. Thank you, ma'am, so you get gain time, okay?
Is it possible that I can solve my ask for a bond on my court order Grand Theft Auto?
No, I can just do it on the case that's before me today because this is magistrate, okay?
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
does she have a public defender, Mr. Reedy? Maybe she can,
Yes, she does, Judge. Louis Del Nodal
right,
is
so
her
she wants
public
a bond
defender, and he
reduction,
will
so-
be there in court with her tomorrow morning.
tomorrow morning you have court.
And she also
Okay,
has a
thank
court
you.
date on December 12th.
All right, so speak to him about doing a motion to reduce your bond.
Okay,
Thank you.
Good luck.
Howard Johnson.
Municipal ordinance.
All right, so I'm gonna reset this to, let's see what this is. Where's Mr. Johnson? Okay, Mr. Johnson, you have a no-show at arraignment for no lodging on city-owned property. We can do a couple things today. We can resolve your case for an adjudication and time served. Mr. Shate, who I appoint if you can't afford an attorney, cannot be here till 1 o'clock today. So, do you want to resolve your case today and waive your right to an attorney? Do you want to wait for Mr. Shate to come? You're not going to get out before 1 o'clock anyway, so it's up to you.
Yeah, I want to resolve it because
All right, raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
yes,
Is your name Howard Johnson, Johnsson?
yes,
All right, put your hand down. Mr. Johnson, you have no loitering on city-owned property. You want to give up your right to a trial and give up your right to have me appoint an attorney in this case to represent you?
yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No, can I say something?
Sure.
When he looked at my ID yesterday, and I went to court for this. I wasn't on a thing. They had me for 2017 in January. I went to January this year, and the court officer stamped the ticket. I went to Hollywood Courthouse. She stamped it, but he postponed it for it was way past
Okay,
then. I
so
couldn't
let me
just
ask
at the
you
end of
this.
the month.
Are you disputing the warrant that was issued, or are you disputing the charge?
I don't want to be here. If I could resolve it, I'll resolve it, but I had a stamp on it. That's what I was just trying to say.
Okay, but your point of a stamp is what? I'm not following the thought of that.
Nothing. I want to resolve it. Sorry.
Okay, but it's okay. Are you saying you resolved this case before, or that you showed up to court?
No, I want to resolve it now.
And you haven't resolved this before?
Married, single, what is the question?
No.
Let me look something up.
That there was an arraignment scheduled on April 26th.
Your parents?
That's when the capias was issued.
All right, so it's 10 days.
Yes, it seems that way, Judge. As a friend of the court, I could advise.
All right, that's okay. So, sir, you want to give up your right to an attorney represent you today?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No.
How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
Okay, did the police interview?
No contest.
Do you know what no contest means? It's not saying you did it, it's not saying you didn't do it. You just want to resolve the case today.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you feel that your no contest is in your best interest? Do you feel that your no contest plea is in your best interest?
Yes.
All right, court's going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea. No return service, city-owned property, do you understand?
Yes.
Tell you what, I'll withhold adjudication and give you court costs of $78. If you don't pay the $78 in 6 months, sir, your driver's license is suspended, $25 late fee if you're driving while your license is suspended. Then you get arrested for that, and you have another criminal charge and more court costs. And it also affects your credit. Do you understand?
Yes.
You still want to resolve your case today, correct?
Yes.
All right. Withhold court costs, $78, 6 months to pay. Partial payments accepted, no return. Court takes judicial notice of the time that you served in the Broward County Jail. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. You're done with this case, sir, except for paying your $78, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right, good luck.
All right, let's take another case. We have people patiently waiting here. Alves. And that is on page 20. We have a mother and sister here, I believe. Hello. Good morning. All right, so let's get up Jemiah Alves. Is that your name, sir? I can't hear.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Can you say your name, say your first and last name, spell your last name, and tell me your relationship to Mr. Alves?
My name is Joan Green. I am his mother.
Hello.
My name is Soraya Alves. I'm his sister.
All right, and spell your last name?
Alves.
Okay, thank you. All right, so are you here today for support or to tell us something, or do you want to wait till everybody goes and you can
Wait until
comment
everybody
then?
goes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Mr. Alves, you have possession of harmful New Legend drug without a prescription. There's no bond required for that. Count 2 is possession of a weapon or an ammo by a convicted Florida felon. We need to talk about bond. 3 and 4 don't require a bond either. That's possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less. Count 4 is possess and or use drug paraphernalia. The court does find probable cause, so we just need to address count 2. State, what say you?
Just need 1 moment, please.
He's 19.
concerned. He's currently out on a $5,000 bond for possession of firearm ammunition or weapon by convicted Florida felon.
What's that case number?
Case number is, it's also just leaving the scene with injury, fleeing and eluding law enforcement, resisting without
In that one?
I'm just reading all the charges on that one
Okay,
case.
give me that case number.
18-105-93 CF10A. Additionally, Your Honor, he was scheduled for arraignment before Judge Dennis Bailey this past Tuesday. It would appear, based on what I see in Odyssey, that he did not appear. The arraignment was not held and no bond capias was issued. There's no, it hasn't been upfiled into Odyssey yet, the image. I was advised by the ASA and Judge Bailey's division that his arraignment at this point has been reset for Monday. Frankly, what's of greater concern in this case than the bullet that was found in his vehicle is the allegation that he posted a photograph of himself earlier yesterday on social media holding a black covered handgun with an extended magazine.
Where does it say that?
If you look at the very first
Oh, I
paragraph.
see, okay. I see that, okay. All right, court's gonna revoke his bond in 18-105-93 CF10A. Based on my finding of probable cause, it does have him driving a 2013 BMW. And I see that I signed the magistrate paperwork on 8/30. I did a $5,000 bond. Can I revoke it on count one only?
I believe if the court's gonna revoke, it has to be on all counts.
Okay. All right, then I'll revoke it on all counts. He can go before his division judge.
And as I mentioned, he is scheduled for arraignment on that case on Monday, so he'll already be seeing Judge Bailey then.
And the last time he was driving a 2016 Mercedes. All right, so what say you on this one?
You asking me, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, on count 2, I would be requesting a $10,000 bond.
Okay, defense? And I didn't forget about you.
Nothing at this time, thank you. What did the state ask for? I'm sorry?
10,000.
Judge, I would just ask the court to consider a slight reduction in that. I believe he's not employed at this moment. He's living with his family. I know his mom and I think sister were in the courtroom. If the court would consider 5,000 on that, I believe that's what it was on his other case.
Go ahead, ma'am, I'm sorry. Is there anything you'd like to add, or?
The 2013 BMW is my car that he was driving.
Okay.
I know you mentioned that. And with Judge Bailey, he was late for court on the 13th, and signature bail bond. The owner walked him over to Judge Bailey's chambers to have it reset for today. which he was supposed to have gone. So it's not like he didn't show for that hearing. He was late
So
and
it's
they
reset
walked.
for today or Monday?
It was reset for this morning, and I went there this morning before I came here, and that's why they reset it for Monday.
I believe Judge Bailey was probably advised that he's in before Your Honor this morning, so he reset it for Monday.
Okay. All right, so is there anything else you'd like to tell me, or? No? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna set a $10,000 bond on count 2. He is on release with the same charge of possession of a weapon or an ammo by a convicted Florida felon. So, $10,000 bond on count 2. On 1, 3, and 4, there's no bond required, and he'll see Judge Bailey on Monday, as you stated. Thank you, good luck to you.
Judge, I'm sorry, if I could get a photo order for injuries?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Sorry, Julie, what did you ask for?
Huh?
A photo order?
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry? No, they're gonna do, Mr. Reedy has a stamp, thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
When you say revoke bond, what does that mean?
That means he's gonna be held no bond on the other charge, so he's staying in jail till Monday.
Okay,
You can
and the
address
one
it
with Judge Bailey?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, yeah, okay.
All right, thank you, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ryan Moore?
No, Brown John, that's a municipal ordinance out of Deerfield?
Yeah, so we're gonna reset this for 1 PM,
Okay.
okay? Thank
Now,
you.
well, Judge Monica, I have a young lady here on page 2 out of Oakland Park, Bendix. She's an MO also.
Did we do that one?
I thought that she had bonded.
Yeah, that's what they
Bendix?
told.
Bendix, yes, Karen on page 2.
She bonded.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
All right,
So you can let her go, deputy. You can show her right to the front door.
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Richard Crump. I know, I'm calling all of them. This is for, this is a Fort Lauderdale one? All right, so we're gonna pass Crump. There's another one, Hazma Yazin.
That's North Broward. That's an MO also.
All right, this one we're gonna reset to 1 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Shate's running around, so, okay, next one is Timothy Odom. Is that a Fort Lauderdale, or that's a? Okay, this is, he did bond?
Odom, yes.
Are you sure?
Well, hold on, that's what I was told. Just, yes.
Okay, Timothy Odom bonded then. Court finds probable cause on all the bondeds. Tony Kennedy Ehrlich, please. Okay, good morning, Mr. Ehrlich. You have drug paraphernalia, possess and/or use, $100 bond, count 2. Trespassing, unoccupied structure or conveyance, no bond required. Court's gonna order, sir, no return to this Home Depot. You've been previously warned. Wow, it says approximately 20 times and arrested 4 times. And that you state that you will return there to make money. Court finds probable cause. What say you, state? Or defense, I should say.
But, Judge, in speaking to Mr. Ehrlich, he was interested in trying to resolve this as possible.
I gotta go to work tonight. I got a part-time job.
Your Honor, the state's offer is an adjudication with 20 days in Broward County Jail. And this is his 9th arrest at this location since March 21 of this year.
I mean, they clearly don't want him back there. So, what say you? 20 days Broward County Jail. You want to accept the state's offer?
We'd invite you in if you can make a better one.
No.
That's.
I mean, they don't want him there clearly.
I just lose my
20
job, that's
times
all.
is a bit excessive. And he says he's going to return, so 20 days, Broward County Jail.
So the court wouldn't be inclined to offer something better on that? No.
Ms. Chase, it says he went there approximately 20 times. He's been arrested, how many times you said? 9 times for this location. And he says he continues to state that he'll return to make money, so, I mean, and they don't want him there. So the court is going to order no return to the Home Depot, 1000 Northeast 4th Avenue, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Does he want to accept the 20 days?
Judge, would the court allow him to be released ROR? Or
No, absolutely not. He doesn't, he just keeps going back there.
Plea, Your Honor.
He's indicated he wants to resolve.
I just lose my job.
Sir, I don't know what to tell you. If you want to accept the offer, you can accept it.
I have no choice, but I'm going to lose my job in the process.
Sir, I don't know what to say. So I don't want you to feel like you're forced to plea, because if that's the case, I don't want to accept your plea either.
I'm being honest. I'm going to lose my job tonight. That's all.
All right. You know what? I'm not going to accept his plea. I'll leave the bond as is. No return to the Home Depot.
I want to take the plea.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. No return. Calvin Cole.
I gotta scratch all this out.
All right. Calvin Cole, you have a capias misdemeanor, $250 bond for possession of drug paraphernalia ingest. Would you like to resolve it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. What's your offer, State?
Adjudication time, sir.
Adjudication and time served, sir. Is that what you'd like to do? Plead guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest.
All right. Adjudication, time served, $293 in court costs, 6 months. 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. If you don't pay the $293, did you speak to him about it, Ms. Chase?
Doing so now, Judge. Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. Good luck to you.
Have a good day.
Robert, you too, sir. Robert Bruno, please.
Bonded.
Okay, Mr. Mancini, I believe, is Fort Lauderdale. And then we have Thomas DeBello.
Yeah, I've seen it.
He is present here at the main jail, Judge.
All right, good morning, Mr. DeBello. You have DUI, alcohol, or drugs.
Judge, this is Mancini. Your Honor called Mr. Mancini, so he came up. I apologize. Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Mancini, we have your attorney. I don't know if they've been appointed previously, but your attorney, Mr. McLawrence, isn't here yet today.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Okay.
Jackie, here's your sheet, please. Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Mancini, I can look up this case. If you can't afford an attorney, we can appoint Mr. McLawrence to represent you I think maybe we appointed him previously.
Tell her that now. Your Honor,
Yes, sir. Give me one moment.
my public defender just advised me that I want to resolve the case.
No, he indicated he wanted to resolve the case, so I told him to go ahead and let you know, because otherwise he can get an attorney appointed from the city.
What's his prior history like, State? Do you know?
I can't represent you.
Okay, thank you.
Showing an arrest March 20th of this year on a municipal ordinance solicitation violation. Pled that out. November 6th of last year. Multiple capiouses on solicitations.
All right, so sir, if you want to resolve your case today, this is what I'll do for you. You'll have to waive your right to an attorney, or we can reset your case for when Mr. McLaurin's comes. It might be 1 o'clock today, but in any event, I don't want that to entice you to resolve your case today, because you're not getting out before 1 o'clock today anyway. It's 10:20, and they have to go through background checks, make sure there's no outstanding warrants and other items that the jail does before you're released. So these are your options. Option 1, you wait for your attorney, you can talk to them. If you want to resolve your case today, you'd have to waive your right to an attorney, and I'm talking about now. You waive your right to an attorney, court will do a withhold of adjudication and court costs of $78. If you don't pay those court costs within 6 months, they suspend your driver's license, $25 late fee, it goes on your credit, okay? And I'm going to order no return to this Home Depot. If you go back there, you will be arrested. What would you like to do, sir? Do you want to...
Your Honor, this is not a Home Depot case. This is an open container.
I understand, but it says a call was received for a disturbance at a Home Depot where a homeless white male was being aggressive towards an associate. So, all right, this is what I'm doing. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to reset you to 1 o'clock today, or we'll wait.
Your Honor, I don't want to come back at 1.
Sir,
I just want to resolve it
I'm not
right
arguing
now.
with you. Have a seat.
Okay.
We'll wait till your attorney comes in, okay? We'll give you an attorney because you have questions. Just have a seat, sir. Thomas DeBello.
Have a seat. Hello, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. You have DUI, alcohol, or drugs, first offense, $500 bond. Count 2, DUI with damage to property or person of another, $1,000 bond, no proof of insurance, and careless driving, or actually the 3 and 4 are traffic infractions or traffic citations. They're not for magistrate. Court does find probable cause. State, does he have any priors?
We're looking it up now, Judge. He has a battery from 2002.
All right. I'll tell you what, sir. I'll ROR you. I'm going to order no alcohol or intoxicants. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Court finds probable cause. William Yeomans. You're going to be released on your own recognizance, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
You're
It's
welcome.
a pleasure
Look for
being
your
here
court
today.
date
I'll
in the
never
mail.
be back.
All right.
What?
Well, you have to come back to court. Make sure you do, okay? All right. Good luck. William Yeomans. William Yeomans, step up, please. All right, we're going to pass that case. Next one is Roman I. Brown.
Oh, Your Honor. So, no, I believe, in Devin, if you can confirm, Yeomans might have been taken off the docket because it was just a felony capious failure to appear. Or might have been removed from...
Well, it doesn't say not for magistrate, so.
I'm sorry?
He has a hold for another county. That's why, Dade County Jail. Sure he's not supposed to be here? He's not. Okay, so delete per confinement.
Excuse me?
I'll do what I can.
Hold on, I'm talking about William Yeomans, not your case, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, no problem, I understand. Roman I. Brown?
Roman
Romaine Brown.
Romaine, I'm sorry. So, sir, you have 2 capious felonies, no bond hold. You're going before your division judge, Judge Tim Bailey, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. This is the same exact thing. Why is this one coming here?
Because I'm.
Just wait until.
The answer is it shouldn't have.
Okay, so we're going to delete Mr. Brown from the docket as well. You're going to go before Judge Bailey tomorrow morning at 8:30. Actually, they should have brought these to Judge Bailey. Right?
I think it's just a case. Yes, I'm not sure that it's like.
Huh?
I see a status for 1160 at 8.
You only.
That's tomorrow, but they're supposed to be brought to their division judge. I believe so, yeah. They don't come here. Paul Lima. All right, so you'll see Judge Bailey tomorrow, sir. I don't know why they brought you here. By mistake. Paul David Lima.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you have retail theft, $300+, second subsequent offense. Court's going to order no return to the Publix at 1400 East Hallandale Beach Boulevard. If you go back there, you'll be arrested. Bond set at 3500. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, he's been in Broward County or South Florida for 30 years. Was working as maintenance, but now he's employed as a painter. He is supposed to report to work today. He does not have any money in the bank. Unfortunately, he lives with his brother, but the only income the brother has is disability, so he's actually behind in his rent at this time with no money to post bond. Being that I believe the allegations allege food from Publix, it's a nonviolent offense, I'd ask the court to release him ROR.
Says he's unemployed. Where do you live, sir?
17505 Sunny Isles Beach, apartment 727.
North Bay Road?
Yes, North Bay Road, ma'am.
I'm not sure that it's an actual full-time employment. I think he's reporting as a painter. I'm sorry. It's a bit in between jobs, Judge. In between
No, I've been
painting
working the last
jobs.
6 months.
Right.
Every day.
State, any further comments?
Your Honor, we wouldn't have, well, he does have some prior history of theft in 2015, 2 prior felony convictions and 2 prior misdemeanor convictions.
I'm gonna put him
And
on
this is-
standard pre-trial. That's a lot of money he took. 3,500 is the convenience bond. I won't require a bond. Let him report within 24 hours of his release. Let him call in 3 times a week. He has to report 1 time a month in person. No reporting after court. Make sure, sir, Ms. Chase is giving you a map that you report within 24 hours after your release, sir. Good luck to you. Thank you.
I can go there by tomorrow morning, right? That'll be okay?
Yeah, sure. They close at 5, but
No.
you're better off getting there.
No, I have a vehicle. By the time I get out of
That's
here, it's
fine.
gonna be late.
Yeah,
I think.
you're welcome, sir. Jesus Condom. Okay, Mr. Condom, you have false imprisonment, child under 13 years of age. We need to talk about bond. Count 2 is interfere with custody of a minor or incompetent person, $1,000 bond. 3 is failure to register a motor vehicle. 4 is attaching a registration license plate not assigned, $25 bond. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case with the initials AM. In fact, sir, I want you to maintain 1 mile from AM at all times.
Who's AM?
What say you, State?
Your Honor, just so the court knows, I spoke with Detective Lowenstein, who authored the probable cause affidavit about this matter, and both Detective Lowenstein and I share not only great concern for the alleged victim in this case, but for minors in the community based on these allegations. Additionally, Mr. Condom has a criminal history. 2011, armed burglary of a dwelling. He violated probation, was sentenced to 5 years in state prison. 2010, attempted armed burglary of a dwelling, carrying concealed firearm, VOP 5 years. 2010, armed burglary of a dwelling and grand theft, VOP 5 years. 2010, burglary of a dwelling and grand theft, he violated probation. Your Honor, based on the allegations in his criminal history, I'm going to be requesting $50,000 bond on 1. I'm going to be asking for a bond increase on count 2 to $50,000. Pretrial release with a GPS monitor, level 1, no contact with any minors.
Spence?
Judge, he's a 26-year resident of South Florida, currently employed at a call center. He does not have any money in the bank or own property. He does rent, so he has a valid address he could live at. He has ties to the community. He has a fiance, sisters, cousins, and extended family that all reside in Broward County. I'm not sure of the dates on those priors that the state read off. I believe they were some years ago. I think he also attends his religious services and lives with the rabbi, so that's the address that he provide.
I live with an elder of the congregation I attend. If you see my prior histories, I have burglaries and armed burglaries. I did my time. I found God in prison. I've been out. I've been clean for a year. I'm not even aware of all the circumstances. You know.
Don't say anything else, sir.
Judge, we were going to ask Your Honor to set it at 1,000 for count 1 and leave it at 1,000 for count 2.
Your Honor, he has been out of Florida State Prison a little bit over a year and a half.
Okay, court considers Mr. Condom a danger to the community and to young children and the alleged victim in this case. Court's going to set bond at $50,000 on count 1, $50,000 on count 2, and on counts 3 and 4, set the minimum bond of $1 on each charge. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim. Sir, you might want to listen to this. AM and maintain 1 mile from AM at all time. GPS level 1, no contact with any minors, and no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. Thank you, sir. Trevor Eduardo. Trevor Eduardo. O-U-A-R-D.
Is she present at the main jail?
I'm sorry, Ms. Chase?
She is present. Main jail.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. How do you say Eduard? Okay. You have petty theft from a merchant, second offense, no bond required. Count 2 is using an anti-shoplifting control device countermeasure, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. Says he used yellow and black Stanley brand hardware snipes. So court's going to order no return, sir, to the marshals at 4197 West Commercial Boulevard in Tamarack. If you go back there, you will be arrested. What say you, defense?
I'm still looking for probable cause on
Judge, if I
count
could just
2.
have 1 moment to speak to
On the anti-snip device?
Yes.
says, that's what I read, for your benefit. Is in possession of yellow and black Stanley brand hardware snipes used to cut off the anti-theft boxes to prevent shoplifting.
And I would argue that that is not an anti-theft device.
All right, do you agree, State?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll ROR him, no PC on 2. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Judge, so ROR count 2?
Yes, so no bond.
Your Honor did order no return, correct?
No, I did no return.
Yeah, I just, thank you.
Sir, I want to make sure you heard me. Ms. Chase, let me speak to your client. Sir, if you could look at me. No return to the marshals. Do you understand? Did you hear me say the address previously?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you. Have a good day. Frank Harris.
Nobody's all there, man. That's it.
Okay, Mr. Harris, you have distribute, deliver cocaine, $2,500 bond, count 2. Distribute, deliver fentanyl, $2,500 bond, court finds probable cause. Total bond is $5,000. What say you, Ms. Chase?
She's a lifelong resident of South Florida, works on and off doing construction, currently enrolled at barber school at Fort Lauderdale Barber Academy. He can live with friends, that he has a residence, he can live with friends. I think it's been a significant amount of time with no priors or other instances involved. I was going to ask Your Honor to either place him on pretrial or $1,000 per count alternative.
All right, it says he's a documented career criminal in the state of Florida. Court will do 1,000 on 1, 1,000 on 2. I am going to do a GPS open schedule. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Stanley Johnson, please. Stanley Johnson, step up, please. Main jail. Come on up, Mr. Johnson. You have sell heroin, sell heroin, sell heroin. Counts. Sir, you have sell heroin, counts 1, 2, and 3. $2,500 bond. Count 4 is distribute or deliver oxycodone. Counts 4 and 5, $2,500 bond. Count 6 is traffic in oxycodone between 7 and 14. Between 7 and 14 grams, $75,000 bond. Count 7 is trafficking in heroin between 4 and 14 grams, $75,000 bond. And then count 8 is trafficking in heroin between 28 and 30 kilos, $500,000 bond. Count 9 is possession of weapon or ammo by a convicted Florida felon. Any objection to probable cause, Mr. Reedy?
No, Your Honor.
Court does find probable cause after hearing no objection by the defense. What say you, defense?
Judge, he's resided in South Florida since 1963. Currently has a business doing auto detailing, or self-employed anyway. He lives with his mother, however, she just passed away, so he's residing there with his brother. No one else really to post bond for him. He advised he has about $1,800 that he could use to post bond. If Your Honor, we consider setting bond within that limitation that he has, so he can post bond.
Anything further, State?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is requesting that the court keep all the standard bonds in place. We're requesting a $15,000 bond on count 9. Your Honor, I would first note that the alleged amount of some of these deals are somewhat significant. A $900 drug deal, a $2,500.
Give the dates, please, for the record.
On September 28th, 2018, he allegedly sold 7.5 grams of heroin for $900 and one baggie of 20 oxycodone tablets for $500 to an undercover detective. On November 8th of this year, he allegedly sold 14 grams of oxycodone, 105 tablets for $2,500 to an undercover detective. On November 14th, he allegedly sold 56 grams of heroin for $5,000 to an undercover detective. I would note that last allegation, which is charge 8 in this case, carries a minimum mandatory prison sentence of 25 years. I would also note that Mr. Johnson has a significant history involving drugs, dealing drugs. 2012, trafficking oxycodone between 14 and 28 grams, trafficking cocaine possession of firearm ammunition by a convicted felon, possession of alprazolam, morphine, buprenorphine, felony amount of cannabis. He was sentenced on November 7th of 2013 to 6 years in state prison as a habitual offender. So while I don't have his exact release date, it's reasonable that he was certainly, I would imagine, released from state prison within the past 3 years. He's also, in 2001, was sentenced to over 10 years in state prison on 2 separate cases, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or distribute. Actually, a total of 4 separate cases of that charge. In 1989, Your Honor, he was convicted of murder in the second degree, attempted murder in the second degree, 3 counts of robbery with a firearm or deadly weapon, 3 counts of attempted robbery with a firearm or deadly weapon, and 2 counts of grand theft auto, sentenced to 19 years in Florida State Prison. Your Honor, in addition to the bonds where the state is requesting, I would also request that should Mr. Johnson post his bond, he be supervised by pretrial release with a GPS monitor, level 1.
What about additional drugs were located in his home and charges are pending? Does that mean more charges are going to be filed?
It's possible, Your Honor. I imagine this is an ongoing investigation.
Okay. Anything further, Ms. Chase?
Oh, no, Your Honor, not at this time.
All right, court does have concern and is going to rule that the probability of danger which the defendant's release poses to the community. So the court's going to set these bonds and his prior criminal record by the amount of drugs that he was selling on a number of different occasions, which is 8/8, these are all 2018, 8/28, 9/18, 9/28, 11/8, and 11/14. Court's going to leave all the bonds in place, $15,000 on 9, GPS level 2. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Michael Ramos.
He bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sawandi Galera.
Medical loan?
All right, tomorrow we'll address probable cause. Tracy Hemphill.
President Hemphill.
Morning, sir. You have 2 capious felonies, are actually not for magistrate, no bond holds. You do have a capious misdemeanor, which you have a $750 bond. You are going before your division judge, Judge Barbara McCarthy, tomorrow, and on Monday, you are going before Judge Kenneth Gottlieb, or I'm sorry, Cal Evans, at 9 a.m. So tomorrow's 8:30, Monday's at 9 a.m. Court finds probable cause. The capious in Judge Evans' division for the misdemeanor is for a battery, so we'll let you go before your judges. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Joseph Monke.
President Minja, Your Honor, he's also declined the services of the public defender.
His bond has been posted, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Monke, you bond posted. Is your mailing address 3550 Northwest 17 Terrace A, Oakland Park?
That's correct, Judge, it is.
All right, you bonded out. Look for your court date. If you don't get it, go online and look for it, or contact the clerk of court, okay? Because you'll have a warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ronald Gooding, please. Mr. Gooding, good morning, sir. You have possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver methamphetamine, $2,500 bond. Possession of methamphetamine, $1,000 bond. Possession of clonazepam, $1,000 bond. Possession of alprazolam, also known as Xanax, $1,000 bond. 5 is drug paraphernalia, possess and/or use. $100 bond. You do have a no bond hold for a probation violation. You are going before your division judge, Judge Marina Garcia Wood, on tomorrow on November 16th at 8:30 a.m. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Your Honor, Mr. Gooding is represented by Robert Resnick on the violation of probation case, which is a 2012 case. I spoke with Mr. Resnick. He indicated he has not yet been retained on these new charges, and he is asking that the bonds that are currently set be kept in place.
Okay.
He is in Naples and cannot appear.
All right, so we'll leave the bonds. Did you tell him he has court tomorrow?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good luck to you. So I'll leave the bonds in place. Actually, on count 5, I'll give him a $1 bond. That's just so he gets game time. Robert Murphy? Mr. Murphy, you have possession of MDMA, $1,000 bond, possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 3 is disorderly conduct, brawl, fight, corrupt public moral decency. Court does find probable cause. What say you, pretrial? I see you standing there.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nancy Hennigan, pretrial services. He's currently out on pretrial for case number 18012211CF10A for felony petty theft, requesting a pretrial report.
All right, thank you. Court does note in this case, it says the court has concerns. Call was received regarding a person who was armed with a gun in the vicinity of the homeless encampment in Fort Lauderdale on Andrews Avenue. What say you, defense?
Judge Warren, Mr. Murphy, correct? And Your Honor's made reference to a possible gun in the police report.
I've never been involved with any gun, Your Honor, or fire.
What pretrial case, Your Honor? Did Your Honor make a decision on that, the pretrial case?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
And Your Honor, just reading the allegations, based on the initial reports and what was found, it is quite possible someone confused the gun with the hammer that was found.
Sure.
Your Honor, just one other thing one thing I want to bring to your attention, the case he's already out on pretrial. He was scheduled for an arraignment Tuesday before Judge Scheer. Odysseys reflecting that he did not appear and a no bond case was issued. I'm guessing because not enough time has passed, it hasn't hit the system yet.
So I'll just revoke his bond in 18-122-11-CF10A. All right, what say you on this case?
Judge, we just asked the court to leave the bonds in place.
All right, you want a $1 or ROR on count 3? Aye. $1 or ROR?
$1, fine, Judge.
All right. That was a failure to appear for what?
It was the same.
For an arraignment or?
Oh, yes, arraignment.
I'm just writing it on my paper.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll leave the $1,000, $1. Yes, ma'am. Sure, hold on, we'll go off the record. All right, Philip Pratt, please. Okay, Mr. Pratt, you have possession of weapon or ammo by a convicted Florida felon. No bond required. We need to talk about bond. Count 2 is possess and or use drug paraphernalia No bond required, failure to register a motor vehicle, no bond required, expired tag less than 6 months. So 4, 5, 6, and 7 are no bonds required, or actually traffic citations. Expired tag less than 6 months. Operating a vehicle unsafe, improper equipment, this is so small. Possession of an open container in a motor vehicle and failure to display vehicle registration. So court does find probable cause. What say you state on count 1?
Just one moment, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor, the state would ask for a $5,000 bond.
Okay, what say you, defense?
He's lived in South Florida for 58 years, employed as a septic tank driver. He currently lives with his father where he pays rent. He's going to ask the court for a $1,000 bond. He currently does not have any money in the bank and would be relying on others to try to bond him out. But that, at this point, that would probably be what they could afford his father.
State, what's his priors?
One moment.
While the state's looking that up, Judge, I would point out, according to what Mr. Pratt told the officer, he knew that the gun was in the vehicle, but it is his daughter's vehicle. So it doesn't appear as though it was his gun.
If I could inquire, is it an actual gun or a portion, a clip, a bullet, ammunition? What? I don't have the PC to see the allegations.
It's a partially loaded pistol magazine in the glove box.
So it's the magazine?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state would ask to change the request of the bond amount to $1,500.
You thought it was a pistol, Your Honor, not just a magazine. As far as history,
You thought it was a what?
I thought it was a pistol and magazine, Your Honor. I apologize. As far as Florida,
Says he's a 7-time felon.
he is. They are dated, though. Possession of cocaine, 91. He does have a prior conviction for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, two counts. There was the use of a firearm while committing that felony. And he has priors out of Georgia, but it appears they are dated as well.
All right. Sir, I know you're not allowed to, but I'm going to say it anyway. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. I'm going to give you the choice, Ms. Chase. GPS, open schedule, or a $1,000 bond.
One moment, Judge. Judge, we'd ask for the $1,000 bond.
Wait.
I'm sorry, Judge, give me one moment. All right, Judge, we'd ask for the $1,000 bond.
Okay, $1,000 bond.
Encino.
$8,000 bond. Thank you. Sinju and Gumeni.
He posted bond.
Bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. Terrence Mathis. Morning, Mr. Mathis. Is that your name? You have resisting an officer obstructing without violence, no bond required. Driving while license is suspended, third or subsequent offense, $750 bond. Attaching a registration license plate not assigned, no bond required. And KP is felony, not for magistrate. Court order revoked your bond, Judge Bailey, 10/17/18. I have no idea why it just says court order revoke bond. Court does find probable cause. You are going before Judge Bailey tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. What say you, defense, with regard to the 750 bond? Does he have any priors for alcohol-related offenses?
None that I have here, Judge, but we can take a look in the system.
That's all right. What say you, Ms. Chase?
Yeah.
All right, while you're doing that, we're going to go Okay, Terrence Mathis.
She asked for,
Well, she was speaking to her client, so.
Judge,
And I asked if it was an alcohol-related offense or anything.
oh, okay, I thought you were just asking for priors in general. I'll check that.
yeah, I wasn't aware what the priors were. I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Also has.
I mean, okay.
He also has what?
Pending, in addition to the possession of cocaine, also has a DWLS. He has a pending resisting without violence with a DWLS also. So this would be his.
Aside from the case that's on the docket.
Yeah, so he has now 3 pending DWLSs.
All right, respectfully, Ms. Chase, I mean, he has 3 pending. Driving while license is suspended. This is a third or subsequent offense. I'm gonna leave the bond at $750. He has the no bond hold. Let him go before, I believe it's Judge Bailey, Dennis Bailey. And, he has court tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Unless there's something further you'd like to add.
Nothing at this time, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So he has 2 other driving while licenses suspended pending, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those felonies?
No, they're misdemeanors. One's attached to the possession of cocaine that he had the KPS on.
I see.
And the other was a misdemeanor.
All right, thank you. All right, we were supposed to do a case today for Judge Kalra.
They haven't been made.
Huh?
They haven't been made. Carafal Gordon.
At the main jail.
Taffarel.
All right, do we have any paperwork?
You should have a copy of the warrant attached.
I don't have anything. What's his name?
Taffarel Gordon. It's a VOP that Judge called.
All right, let me just, come on up. Okay, Richard Crump and Michael Mancini, we're gonna reset to 1 o'clock today.
Okay.
All right, so Judge Kalra sent me this gentleman. Let me just call up Judge Kalra's division 1 second.
Yeah, I think they're.
Give me a moment, Miss Chase. I'm gonna go off the record for a moment, okay?
Okay.
Caller said I could do whatever I want with this.
Oh.
So he has a violation of condition 1, and they said we can also set it for tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m.
Before him?
before Judge Calra.
Your Honor, I think that might be the best approach, because we really, with respectfully, Judge Collier, we can't do anything, because we
Well,
don't
can
have.
I just tell him what he is, what he has? All right, sir, so you have a warrant for violation of condition 1 of the order of the mental health probation by failing to report to the probation officer as directed on 9/25/18. You were instructed by your officer, Danella Sosa Rodriguez, to report to the probation office located at the North State Road 7 address, and his grounds for belief that the offender violated his probation states the offender failed to report as directed as of November 1, 2018. Violation of condition 3 of the order of the mental health probation by changing your residence without first procuring the consent of the probation officer, and his grounds for belief that the offender violated his probation. Officer Denali Sosa Rodriguez states that on 10/6/2018, the offender did move from his last known place of residence at the Northwest 21st Street address without procuring the consent of the probation officer, as told to Officer Denali Sosa Douglas on 10/6/2018 by a resident at the given address, and your current whereabouts were unknown. So you're going to be held no bond. We're going to set you for a hearing before Judge Calra tomorrow. 11/16/18. You're going to still continue to be held no bond. 8:30 a.m. Okay, thank you. Madam Clerk, make sure that's set tomorrow before Judge Collier at 8:30. You tell the felony clerk if you can. This gentleman I just sent to you.
Okay.
Hi. I just wanted to let you know Mr. Reedy, you'll waive your client Chankivia Potter's appearance. All right, so just for the record, count 2, 4, and 6 that I crossed out. Let's just do I need to do anything with that? Or let me just state, that's going to be an ROR on those. Want me to put ROR here?
You don't have to. They're not even on there.
So you want me to put a note on here?
You don't have to.
Okay. So just leave those bonds, and the ones that are crossed out, we're not going to add that to the total amount there.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay? Thank you.